welcome everybody to Game 5 of the GeForce StarCraft 2 Pro-Am Tournament series between Incredible Miracles MVP and SlayerSMMA. Spawning here in Lost Temple along the top northern position as the Red Terran, we have SlayerSMMA. Spawning here in the lower or southern position as the Blue Terran, we have Incredible Miracles MVP. So far, this has been such an epic series with IMMvp taking the first two matches, followed by SlayerSMMA dominating MVP in the next two matches, meaning we are currently 2-2 in this best of 5, meaning the winner of this match moves on to move up in this tournament. Well, I actually kind of discussed this last game. I'm not sure whether this was the grand finals or whether it was a semifinals match. I need to go do some research and find out, and then I'll post that down in the description below. But one of these players is about to win this best of 5. I do know that for sure after this game, and so I am super stoked to see what both of these players are going to do. So far, we've seen a lot of very, very heavy mech and factory use from MMA. We've seen lots of Blue Flame Hellions. Well, we've actually seen Blue Flame Hellions in every single one of these games from both of these players, but MMA has been very, very committed to very heavy Siege Tank Blue Flame Hellion, which has done very, very well against MVP in this series in the past 2 games. MVP using a variety of styles. In Game 1 he went for a very, very early Banshee. In Games 2 he actually went, then later on he went for a tech switch into Marauders, which did very, very well against the factory forces of MMA. Now jumping into this game, we can see that MMA has gone for a gas before barracks, so he is going to be going for some early tech play here. Meanwhile, MVP has not yet gone for any gas, throwing down a barracks, going for something a little bit more standard. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go for a very, very fast command center. It is done sometimes on this map. It is not nearly as common as on a map, say, like Shakur's Plateau, which has 1 ramp. As you can see, Shattered Temple has a much bigger choke that leads to the natural expansion, so it's much harder to defend. So although I have seen it done before, a quick command center go down, I don't think it is nearly as likely on this map. We do see that MVP has now thrown down that gas, so he is not going to be going for that 1 racks expand style of play. In the meantime, in the base of MMA, we do see that that factory has gone down quite quickly. We do not see a quick Reaper going down as we have seen in a couple of the games from MMA. A couple of the games he used Reapers to get a little bit of good early scouting information. Notice he has not actually sent out an SCV to scout at all, so he was actually using that Reaper in the early game because he knew that there's a good chance that his opponent would wall off. He would use that 1 Reaper to get guaranteed scouting information a little bit later in the game. So kind of smart thinking there by MMA, though it does take a little bit of time and it delays your Blue Flame Hellion by just a little bit. Speaking of Hellions, of course, what is that one famous unit that those Terran players are famous for using? The Hellions, now coming out onto the map for MMA. His first Hellion has just now spawned and is moving across the map. Starport now coming up for MMA. In the base of MVP, we actually see a lot of barracks now being thrown down. We don't yet have a factory down for MVP, so it looks like MVP is going to be going for a bio style of play. How will this play style do against the forces of MMA? No doubt it looks like MMA is going to be going for more of those factory tech units. We do now have a starport being swapped onto that tech lab. Looks like we're going to be seeing that early Banshee out of MMA. MMA just now scouting all of the bases with this 1 Hellion. He's going to be able to poke into the base, and will he be able to see these 3 barracks? If he manages to actually scout these 3 barracks, that is going to be huge, and that Hellion, yes, is able to at least see 2 of those barracks that have comes up. He did see the 1 reactor on this 1 barrack, so it looks like he is going to know that there is some heavy barracks play coming from MVP. It is still a possibility that there could be a factory hidden that MVP could be swapping onto, so MMA needs to keep that as a possible scenario. That he could possibly still be going for a lot of Blue Flame Hellions. Blue Flame Hellion just now maybe being researched here for MMA. Wouldn't be surprised to see that go down. We do have Cloak on the way for MMA, however, as well as a Banshee. That Banshee is going to start moving across the map very soon, and looks like MMA is going to be looking to do some early SCV damage here with that Cloaked Banshee. MVP clearly well placed to defend right now, as he does have 2 orbital commands out. This one orbital command saving up a little bit of energy there. Smart play here by MVP, as he will be able to use that to scan, not using it on a mule. I'm sure he is aware of these Banshee type timing attacks, so he is now moving out. And yes, we do have these Marines in a very good position to stop this Banshee, and there goes the cloak. MVP able to, yes, he does have enough energy to scan. He just needs to get his Marines into a good position, but it looks like MMA is actually able to get around and move into the base of MVP. He's going to start to get a lot of worker kills, and now he does not have the energy to scan. He's going to need to wait just a little while before he's able to do anything about that Banshee. MVP now losing a few Marines there, losing a few SCVs. This Banshee currently up to 7 kills, doing an amazing job here, picking up some kills. Definitely well worth its production in this game. MMA previously wasn't able to quite do the damage he really wanted to do, and these Marines don't have that stim, and that Banshee gets away with 20 hit points and no energy. Nice use of that Banshee. Definitely well worth the money investment that MMA put into it. This Banshee able to get away with 12 kills. In the meantime, another Banshee now moving in for our MMA, now dealing some damage. Looks like MVP was blindly going to try to counter any kind of heavy factory unit tech play, and it was going for heavy Marauder, but now we can see that Banshees are going to be what's on the menu for MMA, now dealing a lot of damage. 5 Banshee kills already, but the Banshee does fall. Nice scan there from MVP. Able to save enough energy there to save up. And what is this from MVP? Are we actually going to see him go for a fast gold expansion? Looks like he knows he's behind now in economy. 19 workers to the 34 workers of MMA. That Banshee has now been repaired back up, and it is back to deal some more damage, and he's going to be forced to land this because he needs that scan desperately right now. But there are so many Marines that are being taken out, and actually all the Marines are about to go down. He does not have enough right now to take out that Banshee. That Banshee getting a lot of Marine kills. It does move faster than those Marines, so he is picking up quite a few kills right now on these Marines, and oh my goodness, MVP is not in the best of positions right now. MMA now moving and getting a lot of worker kills here. More just now running out of energy. These Marines will be able to take it out unless MMA controls this well, and yes, the Banshee does go down. Nice pick off there from MVP, but MVP not in the best of positions. 39 food to 61. MMA is actually in an excellent position to take this game right now. He is mining on 2 bases right now. If we check out the harvester count, we can see he is way up, 36 to 19, and in mirror matches, even 1 or 2 workers ahead can be a huge deal. MMA is a solid 18 workers ahead. Things are not looking good for MVP. He's going to have to do something dramatic here if he's going to want to be able to catch up. These Banshees just doing so good from MVP, from MMA rather. MMA, we can now see on the production tab, is now starting to produce some Hellions, still producing more Banshees, continuing to produce siege tanks now. Looks like he's going to be going, transitioning into a bit more mech style of play. Now starting to produce a Raven. Looks like he is now going to try to go for a little bit of that air superiority and go for a big push. In the meantime, MVP needs to get this gold expansion up and running as fast as he can if he's going to want to be able to deal with the crazy economy of MMA that he's going to be seeing here. As we can see, he is well mining on this natural expansion now, fully saturated on 2 bases, almost fully saturated. Fully saturated does count as 2 workers per mineral patch, so if you have 8 mineral patches, fully saturated on minerals is 16 workers, but holy cow, these Banshees from MMA back in the base, dealing more damage. So many Marines getting taken out. 4 kills on that Banshee right now, 19 kills. This Banshee, it has reached the rank of captain, doing an awesome job picking up so many kills. 21, 22 workers, and MVP not looking good here at all. He needs to pull all of his workers and start mining on that gold is what he really needs to do. And in the meantime, he is not doing well. It looks like he's going to be going for a big push at the front with all this Marine Marauder, but there are so many Blue Flame Hellions here. It looks like they are going to be able to pick off all of those Bio Forces, and MVP not in the best of positions. Currently down to 21 food to the 89 of MMA. MMA just being a beast with these, with those Banshees. The Banshees do finally get taken out though, and looks like MVP though not in a good place. 9 workers to the 54 of MMA. I do not see MVP coming back from this game, which means that MMA will be able to take this series if he's able to finish off MVP, unless MVP can really do some big damage and do something crazy here. He is not going to be in a good position to win this game at all. Currently 33 food to 104 MMA, just playing so well right now, knowing he's ahead, knowing he did so much damage with those Banshees, not producing any more Banshees now, going for Medivacs. Looks like he's going to be continuing to try to harass, going to try to go for some drop play here, and looks like he's going to be taking a gold expansion of his own because he knows his opponent is behind and is now forced to sit back and get more SCVs and get more workers up and try to do what he can on that gold base. Does MMA know that this gold base is up? Yes, he does know that gold base is up, so he knows that MVP, actually this Medivac set on a bad rally. There's MMA trying to save it, do what he can, but it looks like that Medivac was not on the best of rally points there, and it does get picked off by those ground forces from MVP, but I don't think that's going to be quite enough to save him in this match. MMA just now getting set on his gold base, throwing down 2 refineries, lots of SCVs coming in here to start mining. Again, throwing down that sensor tower. God, do I love that sensor tower placement. Able to see all of his bases, able to even see this path here to the back of his expansion. He's going to know if anything goes back there to destroy the destructible rocks by seeing them there, but he'll also be able to see any forces that come through that way. If there are any kind of drops that go around and land there, he will be able to see them come in just barely. Love that sensor tower placement there from MMA, and it looks like MMA just poised to do so well right now. Now getting his upgrades on his armory, getting that +1 weapons upgrade, expanding again, throwing down another 3 command centers. Holy cow, MMA feeling very confident about his chances right now. MVP going for a very bio-heavy style of play right now, still only producing off of 3 barracks. This is not looking good for MVP, and supply blocked. Definitely not the best thing to do when you are behind in the food count, but I don't even know if that matters too much at this point, as MVP is just so far behind. So many Hellions now moving across the map here for MMA. Looks like he's going to try to sneak around the back, try to do a little bit of a run by. He knows that his opponent's forces are probably stationed outside that gold because that is definitely what he wants to be defending. So he's going to try to sneak around the back of this expansion and try to see if he can't sneak by. And some of the forces of MVP do catch those Marauders, are slowing all those Hellions, able to pick off a few of those Hellions, and all of the Hellions being forced to pull back. But holy siege tank, Batman. Check out all these siege tanks from MMA. This is going to be a strong push here from MMA that I don't think MVP is going to be able to hold. This is going to be so hard to hold for MVP. Currently 177 food to 86 food. So many Blue Flame Hellions now out on the field for MMA. He's got air control with those Vikings, ground control with those siege tanks, and Blue Flame Hellions. These bio forces are just going to crumble to the forces of MMA. He's really going to, if he's going to want to be able to do any kind of damage at all, he's going to need to really get some good splits right now. 2 Hellions being sent up, and it looks like the engagement is now going down. MVP moving in, all his forces falling so fast to those siege tanks and those Blue Flame Hellions. Pulling back, trying to deal with these Hellions in the back. The Hellions do get taken out, but they were able to get a lot of worker kills. 26 total worker kills. Looks like MVP is going to be going for a bit of a counterattack, going to try to abuse the immobility of these siege tanks and try to go around and get a good surround, but there are just so many siege tanks here from MMA. MMA happy to just leave a few siege tanks here. He can definitely afford to do that and pull back with all of his forces. MVP moving around, trying to get the counterattack, but MMA knows exactly what's going on here, and all the forces of MVP just crumble to the heavy mech style play from MMA, and the GG from MVP. SlayerSMMA takes this game, takes this series. This best of 5 has been an absolutely amazing series. If you guys did enjoy the series, please do all the commenting, please do all the subscribing, please do all the telling of your friends about these casts. Trying to get as many viewers as I can going on the stream. I'm actually trying to do a little bit of applying for positions for casting small tournaments. So yes, love to see that support from you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I heart all you subscribers oh so very much. And that does it for me, guys. My voice is gone. Glitch out.